Welcome to Akihabara. My name is Koiru. I will be your guide for today's bike taxi tour. I'd like to introduce the traffic of Akihabara. There are fine food restaurants in this town, while you enjoy the real view around you. Image on the table screen in front of you, and we are with you. Before start the tour, let me share some rules of this tour. First, please stay at your seat for your safety. Second, you can take pictures during the tour. However, please don't take any pictures of passengers, as well as girls in mind customer handing out a flyer on the streets directly. Third, please refrain from posting pictures on SNS if you can see the faces of passengers and girls clearly on them. At one place during the tour, you will get off the taxi and wear a headset to enjoy 360 degrees view video. Now let's start Akihabara tour. What image do you have of Akihabara? This town is well known to be an electric town or mecca of subculture. However, Akihabara is also a gourmet town where a lot of fine food restaurants of wide variety are gathering. In 2000, Akihabara became a tourist city which gathered attention from all over the world as the mecca of otaku culture or subculture. Famous for manga, cosplay, anime or animated films and video games. At the same time, the town functioned as a center of IT industry and many businesses came in. As the number of visitors and workers in Akihabara increased, the number of restaurants amazed it also increased in a short period. Actually, there was Kanda vegetable and fruit market, the biggest vegetable and fruit market in Japan, in front of present JR Akihabara Station from 1928 to 1989. Fresh vegetables and fruits from throughout Japan were on the market for about 60 years. Some restaurants loved by the market works from that time still keep their business going and make the variety of restaurants in this town rich and more interesting. This tour recommends 10 restaurants in Akihabara that carefully selected by an Akihabara enthusiast. First, the taxi has full side street lined with small shop with a JR Akihabara station. While running, let me tell you briefly how Akihabara has come to be called a mecca of otaku or mecca of subculture. Until 40 years ago, Akihabara was the leading town of home electric appliances in this world. Many electric appliance stores gathered and sold the latest model of television, refrigerator, and audio products, and many people came to the town to buy those products. Also, foreign people who came to Japan for sightseeing or business visit Akihabara to buy made-in-Japan brand goods of high quality and expensive. That made gold souvenir. Thus, Akihabara flourished more and more. However, for children these days, manga, anime, video games do not mean subculture anymore, but main culture, a part of their Oriental life. For them, Akihabara may be more special place beyond a mecca of otaku in the future. You will see the letters ATRE1, Ultra 1 on the building just in front of you. It is a station building opened in 2012. This improved the image of Akihabara Station a lot of that female visitors feel comfortable. Events collaborating with animation are often held here. Step on here and you will realize that now you are in Akihabara. On the left-hand side in the Akihabara Radio Kaikan, the most well-known landmark in Akihabara, with big yellow sign. If you took a look at the shops inside, you can tell what are now in Akihabara. This is the very birth of PC in Japan, where NEC sold the first microcomputer kit named TK80 in 1976. Present Radio Kaikan hosts many pop culture shops within Akihabara. Look at your right side. Inside of the building is Parts Market, the origin of Akihabara Electric Town. There is no other place in the world where electric parts and device shops concentrate like this. You see a lot of duty-free store buildings around the station. In front of you is Chiyo Central Street. This is the main street of Akihabara with the very image of a mecca of otakus. Some visitors come to Akihabara to just take pictures of the street and get satisfied. Now coming into view in traveling direction is Bansebashi Bridge over Kanda River. Behind the bridge, can you see red brick arch construction? That is the elevated railway of JR Chiyo line. Once there was Bansebashi station there. Once there was Bansebashi station there, being a terminus station where passengers changed trains or trams. The city was always bustling with many people. Now Bansebashi Station was renovated as a shopping factory named Machi and opened it in 2013. Look at in front of you, you can see ordinary wide scale of soap line. The elevator review of the subline was extended from Ryogoku to Ochanomizu in 1932. Its height is the same level with the three stores building. There is a beautiful arch-shaped Hadagocho nearby. You can see that later. The taxi is going toward the back street. In a short time, the first shop will be coming into view on your left side. Now let me introduce the first restaurant of Akihabara food lovers' recommendation. This is Torio Keisuke, a ramen noodle shop. Do you like ramen? Japanese ramen. First introduced from China, evolved in unique ways in Japan. Now ramen is loved and well known as one of represent craze in Japan by many people in the world. There are so many different tastes of ramen with different soup, such as salt, soy sauce, and miso base, as well as different sink of noodle. Different ramen shop offers different ramen, and you will be attracted by the diverse and deep world of ramen. Among many ramen shops in Akihabara, this Torio Keisuke is very exclusive and offers one and only ramen. The menu to boast about of this shop is a bowl of ramen topped with roasted chicken leg. The appearance of the menu is full of impact and so spectacular, so you almost should be excited. Other menus are also periods. For example, ramen with simple soy sauce, base soups made of fish, and kitchen bowls. And tsukemen. Tsukemen ramen noodle service spiced with very rich sauce. Try any menu of this shop, and you will never forget this unique ramen shop. Now, on your right side is the elevated railway of the subline. The reason why so many railways were elevated was because Meiji government ordered as such in order to avoid obstructing traffic by laying rail on the ground. So you can see beautiful arch-shaped Hatagocho viaduct. Please look up your right upper side when the taxi turns to the left. Its bright green color is beautiful, isn't it? And the red black archway is in front of you. Those arch structure was built in more than 100 years ago. Next, let me introduce the so-called idol culture in Akihabara. On the 7th floor of Pastor Building with the red signboard up outside of your right on the other side of the street, PIRMS series is located. There you can see the performation of publication idol groups such as Kamen Joshi or Mask Girls. Speaking of idol group, the most famous one in Akihabara is AKB48. For the past dozen years or so, Akihabara is the town where not only items, but also idols are produced. Soon you will enjoy VR experience at Onoden, where we passed by the Chio Street. Onoden is a duty-free store and electronics retail store. Onoden deals not only in products made at visitors from foreign countries, but also from Japan. For example, Japanese traditional collection is on the ground floor. The second and the third floor are home apparel section. The fourth floor is pop culture section where all shops deal in pop culture related goods. That represents today's Akihabara. Here, please enjoy VR video of 3 restaurants you will pass by later. With a VR headset, you can enjoy 360 degrees image as you move your head and eyes in different directions. Please enjoy expressive virtual visit to the restaurants. It will be spectacular. How was your VR experience and how did you like the 3 restaurants appeared in the VR video? I will give you more direct experience of each restaurant when you pass by them later. The taxi is going round the back street. Girls in costume often hand out a flyer on the street. Please refrain from taking direct photos of them and avoid posting any photos on SNS if you can see faces of perpetrators of those girls clearly. The next Akihabara food lovers recommendation is Akatsuka. What is your recommendation? The appearance. It looks as if time stopped here for a decade, doesn't it? There is such a restaurant with long history in Akihabara town. Akatsuka opened it in 1954 when Japanese people worked hard to rebuild the country after the Second World War. More than 60 years since then, Akatsuka has been loved by local people and watched the change of time. The wooden table and counter of the restaurant was warm atmosphere and reminds you of good old Japan. Popular menus include miso, taste stews of chicken skin and liver, cuisine of fresh fish in season from Toyosu Fish Market. Don't you think it's the best joy to enjoy beautiful and assertive Japanese cuisine represent Japanese changing season with chic? Nowadays, the restaurant has more young ladies and foreign guests in addition to long-time regular guests and offer workers of the neighborhood. Please feel the history of Akihabara and the Japanese culture at Akatsuka. There is kotobukiya, one of the top finger-read and plated mold makers in Japan, or super potato, a well-known retro video game shop in and out of Japan. There are many interesting shops on the back street. The street in front of you is Kanda-Myojin-shita Street. Can you see a building across the road with cut pink ribbon and a heart-shaped object? That is the mark of At Home Cafe, a well-known and popular mind cafe in Akihabara. Welcomed by my son, you enjoy the extraordinary world of getting your ordinary life. Quite similar to Japanese translation of the Shikiasobi culture, in which you are entertained by Maiko-san. The taxi takes Chiyo Street, the main street in Akihabara, to get to the next restaurant. Softmap Akiba Professional Computer and the digital store on your left side has esports Studio Akiba on the 7th 7th floor. Do you know esports? Esports is a abbreviation of electric sports and a form of competition using computer games or video games. Esports is not so much familiar in Japan yet. However, its player population is more than 100 million in the world. And in some countries like USA, professional gamers are recognized to be professional sports players. On your left side is Jichun store. Jichun is a gaming machine brand Japanese PC maker mouse computer. PC market was lectured a few years ago, but recently it is getting successful again. One factor is heavy demand for PC with necessary space for virtual meeting, telework, or remote work under the competition with medicine. Jijun is a gaming machine brand Japanese PC maker mouse computer. PC market was lackluster a few years ago, but recently it is getting successful again. One factor is heavy demand for PC with necessary space for virtual meeting, telework, or remote work under the coronavirus pandemic. This dual street turns into a pedestrian place on very Sunday. Many people enjoy walking on the car-free street. In autumn, the leaves of roadside ginkgo trees turn bright yellow and look very beautiful. By the way, one of the reasons why ginkgo is often chosen as a roadside tree is because it is strong against fire, as its trunk and leaves keep a lot of water. Those roadside ginkgo trees block strong sun of summer season, and above spore cover the dirt and remove the emission, and moreover products of earth from fire. Now let me introduce another Akihabara food lovers recommendation. The third one is Akihabara Nagomido, a cafe located on the basement floor of the building on the opposite corner. It appeared in the VR video. Are you on Instagram? Instagram is a free online photo share application and a social network platform used by 1 million people all over the world. Instagram is also popular in Japan with more than 330 million users. This Akihabara Nagomido is Instagram cafe and being talked about a lot. The concept of the cafe is taste of Taisho area from 1912 to 1926, when European culture was introduced into Japan lifestyle. The cafe is also unique as it offers about comic books that guests can read as they like. Not only that, shower rooms, rented note pieces, as well as party trailer. Because of this good service, quite a few people walk far from Nagomido. By the way, a Japanese word Nagomi, used in the name of the cafe, means feeling of calmness and relaxing. If you visit Akihabara Nagomido, the cafe should relax your heart. Let me introduce the next Akihabara food lovers recommendation. The fourth restaurant is Gyusha. It is on your right-hand side, the opposite side of the road. If you ask the Japanese people which food do you like most, a cuisine always among the top is hamburger. Hamburger originally came from overseas and evolved in unique ways in Japan, just like ramen noodle. Today, hamburger is a popular food and loved by people of a wide age group. Hamburger in Japan is so soft that many foreign guests just after having a bite. Popular good hamburger restaurant in Akihabara is the Gyusha. Hamburger made of 100% beef, including famous Wagyu, is very juicy and has a direct and soft feel in the mouth. Take one bite, and the meat flavor spilled throughout your mouth. Please make a choice among 5 different sauces such as pepper or garlic. Another popular menu here is curry and rice topped with a popular hamburger. Curry is so service and has plenty of beef meat and a unique side in red wine and is talked about a lot. Believe or not, the restaurant offers a big size hamburger as heavy as 1 kilogram. Why don't you try the heavy hamburger to make unforgettable money in Akihabara? Let me introduce next Akihabara food lovers recommendation. The fifth restaurant is Bengalu. The previous restaurant Gyusha has a Korean menu, and Bengalu is a Korean specialty restaurant. Korea also came from overseas and evolved in unique way in Japan, just like ramen noodle and hamburger. It is common in Japan to have curry with rice, and curry with rice is a regular menu of school lunch in elementary and junior high school, and many Japanese people love it since their childhood. Among many curry special restaurants in Akihabara, Pico boasts the longest history. It opened in 1973. Since then, it has been loved by people in Akihabara for almost 50 years. Sloan said that some guests who used to come to Bengalu when they were young often visit the restaurant again with their family. The restaurant has a comfortable atmosphere that makes you feel at home, and young ladies often visit here to enjoy nice curry in a relaxing space. All curry menus are cooked here with special curry powder made by mixing various special and herbs. Besides that, popular menus include the beef curry topped with cheese and baked in an oven, vegetable curry with plenty of vegetables in season, which is more than 50 kinds. After enjoying special clear and rice, sweet collations which simmers among will hit the spot. Please try those special clear and rice with longer history that you can enjoy only in Akihabara. Let's move on to next Akihabara food lovers recommendation. The sixth shop I introduced a maid cafe named Honey Honey, operated in VR video. Maid cafe represents the country in Akihabara, a mecca of otaku. It is one of so-called custom-made coffees. Wear white chastened in mild customers welcome guests at their pastor of periods and give them hospitality. Honey is a very popular mind cafe with men and women. Even beginners who never been to any mind cafe would enter easy. Actually, there are 11 kinds of mind cafe of different aspect and service. Honey's good point is its friendly minds who welcome guests with hospitality and delicious handmade foods. You can enjoy letter rice on which men send cute pictures using ketchup. A homemade cake baked at cafe every day, for expensive price, almost the same with common cafes. The cafe offers such wide variety of appetite drinks that group of people choose honey instead of table to enjoy drinking party, and a business person after work often stopped by alone. Honey will add something special to your memory in Akihabara with card-minded sound and delicious menus. Why don't you experience the feeling of moe, the better life you get in your stomach? Let's move on to next shop of Akihabara food lovers recommendation. The 7th floor I introduced Tetsudo Izakaya, Little TGV. It's said that there are about 2 million trains in Japan. Tetsudo Izakaya Little TGV is very unique travel with concept of Japanese railway. One step inside and you will see real train seats are reused. And large wheel railway remains is displayed. It's just like a railway theme park. Menus are also unique. Everything has something to do with railway or train, such as drink of the colors of a Shinkansen bullet train, or decide steak will remind you bursting red hot clothes and lentils your palate as well as eyes. Train enthusiasts as well as who aren't so knowledgeable about railway. Both children and adults will have a happy time in Tetsudo Izakaya or railway terrier Little TGV. Families with children often visit here on the weekends. Once you visit Little TGV, you may tourist be corrected by the word or railway. Let me introduce the next Akihabara food lovers recommendation. The 8th restaurant is Pizzeria and Bar Noga. With its being trusted since this year's hotels, it means that tourists have been built one after another. Noga Hotel on the left-hand side is also new hotel, built in 2020. A restaurant on the ground floor of the hotel is Pizzeria and Bar Noga. This special restaurant consists of a calm restaurant area and casual bar area, and its high-class atmosphere makes this place to be a chic spot for social intoxication. If you sat on the toilet on the upper floor, you would be able to enjoy a refreshing time full of extra fitting away from the hustle and bustle of our life. Their specialty is mac pizza, or largest size on your face, smells so nice and tasty. Baked in world-breaking pizza over from nothing in Italy. If you like, you can reserve the restaurant for big parties such as wedding after party, as well as a farewell or welcome party. The party guests should be so surprised and impressed by the restaurant, as they never expected such a stylish style in Akihabara. The back street is always busy with deep otaku and engineers coming and going, and landing with professional expression shops which can meet their demands. Next, I introducing the nice shop of Akihabara food lovers recommendation. Kanda Tamagoken, a shop with a yellow sign, located in the dip of a never always on your right side. Representative menu in many restaurants in Japan is omelette rice. Ketchup flavored chicken fried rice is wrapped with thin omelette or topped with omelette, delicately cooked and cut open on the rice. It's very popular from adults to children. The unique one with half-cooked omelette is common in Japan, maybe because fresh eggs are always available. Kanda Tamagoken is a shop specialized in such unique omelette rice. You can choose the sauce to pour on your omelette rice. Express popular sauces are light taste toms cooked with white wine, and rich turmeric as a sauce made from beef chinook with red wine. If you choose half and half, you can enjoy two different sauces. Try homemade vegetable pigs served with omelette rice are talked about a lot by guests. They are tasty and you can take them as much as you can eat. That makes your meal with plant and noodles. There are tables on the second floor. I recommend you to come to Tamagoken with your friends or family. The taxi headed for the final shop with a Chuo Street. After coming back to Chuo Street, the taxi passed by Donki Hotel, a large discount chain store. On the 8th floor of this Donki Hotel building is AKB48 Theater AKB48, a female band and national icon was born in Akihabara and orders the series to perform. AKB stands for Akihabara. AKB48 changed the previous image of indoor with its sleuth idols whom you can track meet. AKB48 worked hard to interest with fans by performing almost every day on the stage and held handshake events where you can exactly shake hands with your favorite members. Now AKB48 has become a big name and everybody knows it. However, its members actually started from the small stage in Donki Hotel building in Akihabara. Now I remember another event that I remind you to translate. It is Kanda Share Festival. Have you ever visited Kanda Share before? Kanda Share is a Shindo share with long history, as long as 1,300 years, and represents Shindo share in Tokyo. Located in just 10 minutes walking distance from JR Akihabara Station, the share holds Kanda Fair once every 2 years. Kanda Festival is a very famous festival and has been held since the 17th century. It is worth watching. A lot of crowds of Mikoshi marching through the streets shouting "Seiya, Soya." The more you visit and get to know Akihabara, the more you will find the town so interesting. There is a Gundam cafe in the area called Crossfield located in the traveling direction. Do you know the animation Mobile Suit Gundam? The first series was released in 1979. Coincidentally the same year when Sony Walkman was released. Since then, new series were made one after another to be read on TV or secret, really long rumor anime works. From 1928 to 1989, Kanda Vegetable and Fruit Market, the biggest one in Japan, was located around here. After the market moved, this area was built as an IT pub, named Crossfield, and opened in 2006. On the right side, under the elevated railway, can you find Gundam Cafe? The railway company GR East has been promoted to make a good use of under the elevated railway, establishing attractive shops and factories. At the corner there is Chabala, where carefully selected food products from all over Japan are owned. Next facility of Chabala is Shikubes Akioka. This is a accommodation factory opened in 2019, which always treats you well new discoveries and great busy. As a base where you can seek through, it offers various kinds of shops, especially in your hobby, a cafe and a hotel. Right side in the Hitachi Pavilion Tokyo District, a whiskey display and drinking bar. The first level also includes a second base. A camera shop sells many peer-owned cameras and interchangeable lens. Lekovan Akihabara shop, a shop splitting in parts of the CDs and records finance store. Tokyo Video Games, a cafe and bar, looks like a recording game arcade, where you can enjoy playing games and a clock. Then please look at the right hand side. There is Akihabara branch of Taibo Taiko Labo, a Taigo or Japanese drama school of the largest scale in the world. Also, there is 2K540 Akioka Artisan across Kuramabashi Street in traveling direction. 2K540 means 2 kilometers and 540 meters by record term, the distance from Tokyo Station. By the way, Akihabara also has an art center. (3331) Arts Chiyoda. From here, it is located in front right area. 3331 Arts Chiyoda was opened in 2010, based in the Rimete Region Junior High School, a former Chiyoda City Public Junior High School. Finally, I will introduce next Akihabara food lovers recommendation, the 10th shop. It is flu foodie season. Do you remember that I told you at the beginning of the tour that there was the largest vegetable and fruit market, Kanda Vegetable and Fruit Market, from 1928 to 1989 in Akihabara? At that time, fresh vegetables and fruits gathered to Akihabara from throughout Japan. The shop where the atmosphere of the bazaar market still remains is fruit season. When the market was to move, a family-run wholesale business opened in the shop, wishing to keep the place where people can eat a lot of tasty fruits. Fruit season special is very local fruit parfait. Only fruits specialty would be able to make this parfait. with more than 10 different kinds of fresh fruit worth of the season. Carefully select a range directory. Another popular menu is sandwich made on homemade, crowd baked in the shop every morning. Set menu current of the cross sandwich, small praise fruits cut up, drink, and small size parfait is healthy and naturally. Akihabara fruit saison is something like also of the town. Please come to the Oasis in Akihabara to refresh your body and spirit tired in the hectic city. Now I will finish to introduce 10 nice restaurants of Akihabara food lovers' recommendation. Are there any shops you are interested in or you'd like to try? Then I will tell you the origin of the name of Akihabara. Tokyo frequent and fresh since Edo period. Nothing has changed even in Meiji period, and there was a table fire in 1869. After the fire, the place around here was arranged to build 5 brick. In the space, a Shinto chair was built and 3 dealers who prevent fires were invited from the immediate place and ensured. However, people misunderstood that Akibadon Daigogen, a famous deity who prevented fires, was unshared. So people called the share Akiba-sama and this area Akiba-gogen no Harappa or Akihabara, meaning the field of Akihabara Daigogen share. Hara in Japanese means field or open space. This is the origin of the name Akihabara. People in other countries are often considered manga or anime are all small children, but in Japan, adults also enjoy manga and anime. There have been a makimono or illustrated underscore that depicts with pictures and text for more than 1,000 years in Japan. People enjoy the stories following drawing and text story makimono. You may call this a hand-operated animation movie. The front left side of you is Yodobashi Camera Museum in Akiba. Yodobashi Camera is a major Japanese clear PCs, cameras, and photograph equipment, and this is the second largest store in Japan after Umeda store in Osaka. My tour guide friends often say this building has a black hole because some of their guests have disappeared in the building and never come back again. The guests who finally could come back afterward say they don't understand why they were late for the meeting time. Now there is an entrance to the Tsukuba Express Akihabara station on your right side. Tsukuba Express went into operation in 2005, linking between IT town Akihabara and the Tsukuba city in 45 minutes. There are so many good restaurants I'd like to introduce to you as good foods in Akihabara are very rich. I shall be happy if I could have committed the attraction of the town of Otaku that you didn't know. When you visit Akihabara for sightseeing, please enjoy unique foods and restaurants. After the tour, wait a period if you take a few minutes to fill out our questionnaire before leaving. Thank you very much for joining Akihabara Hybrid Experience Tour.